Welcome to the Black Jade Society Book Club meeting. This is week 2. We are reading A Field Guide to Lucid Dreaming, Mastering the Art of Oneironautics. We're just going to jump right into chapter 2. But first, I wanted to say we also have our own book out called The Black Jade Path, and it's available on Amazon for $2.99 download, or it is free to read on Kindle if you have Kindle Unlimited. So check that out because it is our first published book for Black Jade Society. All right, so chapter 2, what are dreams? Each night under the veil of sleep, with our eyes closed and the outside world shut out, a new world appears, familiar but different, powerful, absurd, mysterious, frightening, beautiful, dangerous, realistic, baffling. It's nearly impossible to describe what dreams are or how they make us feel. But before you can become lucid in your dreams, you need to understand the nature of dreams. In this section, we'll get to the heart of what dreams are as we ask, how much do we really know about them anyway? Then, with your head screwed on tight, you'll begin your journey into the dream world. A creative dreamer. Dreams have fascinated us since the beginning of time. They have always been a part of humanity's story, guiding us in nearly every field of endeavor. They have been studied, worshipped, and practiced by nearly every culture throughout history. In modern times, dreams have been responsible for at least 2 Nobel Prizes, incredible scientific breakthroughs, invaluable inventions, novels, works of art, and many other discoveries. Elias Howe dreamed of being attacked by cannibals. He took note of the cannibals' spears, which had holes near the sharp tips. Howe applied this concept to his new invention, the first working sewing machine. The periodic table of elements was said to have come to the Russian chemist Dmitry Mendeleev during a dream. Abraham Lincoln, Mark Twain, Mary Shelley, even Adolf Hitler were all influenced by dream events. Whether you're famous or not, dreams are an important part of our lives. Through their power, inspiration, and guidance, dreams are an amazing mystery to us even today. Everybody dreams. You don't need to read this book to discover how exciting dreams are. Just like every human being who has ever lived, you dream. All of us do. It's universal. Dreaming ties all mankind together, wrote Jack Kerouac. We may differ in many other ways, but one thing we know for sure. No matter our age, race, religion, occupation, diet, or sexual orientation, we all dream, and we do so every single night. Some people lament that they don't dream. These individuals are sadly mistaken. What they're really saying is that they don't remember their dreams, not that they don't have any. In fact, research has found we dream for about 2 hours each night. Let's take out our trusty calculators, hit some numbers, and holy crap, during a typical lifetime, that's an average of 6 years spent dreaming. Maybe you are one of those individuals who can't remember your dreams at all. Don't worry, you're still having tons of nocturnal adventures. You just have a hard time recalling them upon waking. We'll help with that soon enough. But why do we dream? Surely there must be some sort of purpose to such a common activity. What are dreams anyway? What is going on when we sleep, and where are we going? In our ultra-modern world, with all of our cultural history, understanding, and cleverness, the answer may surprise you. We don't know. Understanding dreams. There have been countless theories that attempt to explain dreams. Modern psychology has been trying to uncover the secret of dreaming since Sigmund Freud lit the proverbial cigar of insight in his turn-of-the-century classic, The Interpretation of Dreams. Published in 1899, this work established Freud's stance on dreams and kicked off a massive change in how modern society viewed dreaming. In a nutshell, Freud claimed that all dreams are forms of wish fulfillment. That is, they stem from our repressed conflicts and desires accumulated throughout life. Dreams are our unconscious mind's attempts to resolve these past conflicts. Since Freud, dozens and dozens of the brightest thinkers have followed in the Austrian's footsteps, attempting to understand this experience we call dreaming. More than a century has passed since the Interpretation of Dreams was published. So we must have made a lot of headway, right? Well, sort of. No single consensus has emerged on what dreams are or why we have them. If this seems as crazy to you as it does to us, consider that science is still unraveling the exact purpose and function of sleep itself. Some researchers suggest that dreams serve no real purpose, while others believe that dreaming is essential to mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Here are some of the main ideas. Our brains are like computers. Some think dreams are a way for us to organize information and help store memories, just like a computer. Dreams are a way for us to defragment and reorganize our minds so that we wake up refreshed and ready to process more information. Future rehearsal. One theory believes that dreams are simply a safe environment for us to make connections among different thoughts and emotions, a place where we can prepare and practice for upcoming events. Or randomness. If you ever took a psychology course in college, then you've definitely heard about this one, the activation synthesis model. One of the more recognized theories today was proposed in 1977 by scientists Alan Hobson and Robert McCarley. According to them, dreams are just the brain's reaction to biological processes that occur during sleep. They declared dreams are a byproduct of random neural firing. Our frontal lobe tries to organize it into a storyline. In essence, they're suggesting that dreams are gibberish. The dream experience. Which do you want first, the good news or the bad news? The bad news is that our society is a bit ass backwards when it comes to dreams. Overall, it seems that we don't value them as the amazing gems of human experiences that they are. As Robert Moss puts in his book, Conscious Dreaming, the typical dreamer, after waking, has no more idea where he spent the night than an amnesiac drunk. Some of us refer to dreams as being childish, gibberish, and a waste of time. That's just the environment we grew up in. We tend to remember only fragments that often make no sense to us. The bad news is that we're told to ignore our dreams, to wave them off as a meaningless distraction. We would say that the modern dream theories above are not incorrect, but they are incomplete. Science has examined only the ground floor of a 20-story building. There is much more to learn about the subject. So what's the good news? It doesn't have to be this way. As pioneers, we can change the course we're on and steer the ship in a new direction. We can develop our dreaming skills simply by choosing to do so. For example, when we say the word dreams, what exactly do we mean? Many of us, when groping for a definition, think of fleeting images and vague feelings, random fragments of stories. And why not? We wake up in the morning or think about a dream later that day, and this is how they seem, wispy and choppy. But that first impression is only the memory of the dream. The remembered dream is not the dream itself. This is a very important distinction. If you were to remember, say, your 10th birthday party or what you did 2 Saturdays ago, what would those memories be like? They would be sort of like a remembered dream, cloudy images, fuzzy or faint feelings, minor details here and there that stick out. The memory of your 10th birthday party would be nothing compared to the actual experience of your 10th birthday. Just like real life events, dreams themselves are experiences that have a present moment, just like now. Becoming aware of this present moment is the key to lucid dreaming. Think of a man in a boat. Looking at the surface of the ocean, below he sees blotches of color and shapes moving in the water and concludes that the objects down there are just that, blotches of color and shapes. Then he puts on some scuba gear and goes for a swim. As he sinks below the surface of the ocean, an entire world surrounds him. The colors and shapes he once thought were only glimmers are vividly alive and detailed. There are fish, coral, and complex ecosystems that have existed all this time right under his nose. If we look at dreams from the outside looking in, only the memory of the dream, we will not grasp the full realness of dreams. To understand what dreaming is, we need to dive into the ocean. We need to experience them as they unfold. This is the heart of lucid dreaming, the present moment awareness of the dream world. Where do you go when you dream? No one knows where dreams take place. Sure, scientists and psychologists have theorized and pondered over this daunting question, but an official statement has yet to surface. Take a second and think it over yourself. Where do I go when I dream? In this book, we tend to call this destination the subconscious. To rationally summarize, the subconscious is the part of our minds that's responsible for anything other than the conscious mental activity. The subconscious is theoretically much larger than the conscious mind, and the former feeds into the latter, influencing our decisions, thoughts, and feelings. The subconscious appears to be the source of our imagination, and it may be the well from which wisdom springs. It's an educated guess to say that the dream world is the subconscious incarnate. But since our dreams are a tapestry woven from personal symbols, archetypes, and waking life details, it seems fair to say that the dream world is the actual embodiment of our larger minds. It's a nice visual, isn't it? Inside your skull is an infinite world filled with clouds, beasts, memories, fears, old friends, and entire cities. And each and every night, you have access to this boundless landscape. Talk about self-exploration. As you become conscious in your dreams, keep this question in mind. Is it the subconscious that we're visiting, or is it somewhere else? Somewhere beyond the scope of our current understanding? This question is not new. For thousands of years, humans have been exploring the mystery of our nocturnal adventures. That's the end of chapter 2. And we're supposed to be asking if we're dreaming out loud. And I keep forgetting to be like, oh, here's the compass. Whenever you see the compass, you're supposed to ask. But so let's ask now. Am I dreaming? No, I'm not.
Am I dreaming?
No, you're not. Welcome.
I was 15 minutes ago. I thought this was going at 8. I misread the flyer. I'm sorry. I just woke up okay. And I had 6 messages from you and a phone call. I was like, oh, uh-oh. And no, I did not lucid dream.
You didn't? I was about to ask.
No, I did not. I've been trying since last week. So
have you?
Yes, go ahead.
I've been having more and more vivid dreams, but not lucid.
Yes, same. I was going to say I have had more vivid dreams, but no lucid. But I've been sleeping all day today because, yeah.
Duty yesterday.
Yes, correct.
I know. I knew you'd be tired. I didn't know you'd be late.
I didn't know I was going to be late either. I thought I told Jen, I was like, hey, make sure I get up. I got this thing at 8.
So I'll blame her.
Well, I showed up just in time for 8. So
anyway, so let's ask some questions here. The main question throughout chapter 2 was basically, where do we go when we dream? Is it another dimension? Is it an actual experience? Is it gibberish? Just your brain trying to process emotions and feelings? What do we actually think and where we're going? What's happening? What do you think, Skylar?
I think it's our subconscious, but it may be, and here's the fun part, it may be a connection with our higher self.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of our dreams could just be our brains firing off, trying to process emotions and things, and just basically making it into a story like they mentioned in that chapter. But I do think that some dreams are more than that. Some dreams feel different, just, bring different clarity or things to the surface, and it's just, you actually kind of maybe feel like you're in a different place more than you do. And other dreams where you can kind of pinpoint, oh, this is just kind of processing that feeling I had or that emotion I had, So I don't know. Not one size fits all for each dream.
Right. Selena, maybe what do you think?
I think it's how we work out subconsciously what happens in our daily lives. Sometimes I have weird dreams and I'm like, why would these things happen? And I can trace it back to actual things that have happened in life, but in the dream, they're completely unrelated and kind of just mashed up. So I think that they obviously come from our daily lives, and then they're integrated with our deep subconscious and a lot of our creativity and imagination.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Janie, are you here?
Janine.
Would you like to chime in?
Hold on. Sorry. Yes. Accidentally pressed the wrong button and almost hung up on you guys.
Oh no.
But I feel dreams are like another classroom or a space where you get to learn and process and calibrate so that you can deal with what, the real life is going on and going through at the moment.
Yes, definitely. So there's this cool question. Actually, I skipped ahead and read chapter 3, but I'm not going to read it tonight. But there's a cool question at the end of chapter 3 that says, what do you think? Are dreams private, separate experiences happening only in each of our minds? Or is it possible that dreams take place in a shared and collective place? As we have seen, many cultures believed in whatever, blah, blah, blah. So do you think that you can have shared dreams?
I hope my dreams are private.
Oh boy. One time, I do know one time, I dreamed I was in a dream with somebody random who I hadn't seen in a long time. And I was like, that was weird. I dreamed about that guy. And then that guy messaged me and was like, have you had any weird dreams about bombs on the beach with me in it? And I was like, yes. And that is exactly what happened. I had a dream about that person with bombs on the beach, and they messaged me, and I didn't tell anybody about this. They messaged me and was like, did you have any dreams? Because they had a similar dream. And I was like, with me in their dream. And I was like, that's the only thing that I've ever had that was like that, where I'm like, oh.
What if the answer is both?
What? Like what?
Like both shared and private. Like they're like,
Yeah, maybe it's not like
sometimes they're private, sometimes they're shared type thing.
I always joke that I'll visit you on your astral plane whenever I'm saying like good night or whatever, but like maybe it's possible.
I've never astral projected, so
you have
tried. I've tried.
It disappeared out of our reality a couple times. I don't know if you want to talk about that or not.
No, we'll talk about that at a later time.
Okay. So share.
I'm reading the book Dune right now.
Oh
yeah. And anybody who's familiar with the story knows that a big driver of the action in the movie, or the movie and the book, is all about like the spice on planet Dune. And the spice is like a sought after resource there. But the people that are native to that planet, they all are sort of enmeshed, like it's in everything, it's in their diet, like it completely, every single thing that they ingest has it. And that's why like their eyes eventually like turn blue. But the part of the book that I'm on is basically saying how it also contributes to like a hive mind, and they have like dreams, they're all like sharing the same dream and like being able to like almost like telepathically communicate because of it. So
that's cool.
I can see that being a benefit to a society.
Jennifer from the YouTube chat says, it makes me wonder about night terrors. If we could lucid dream and figure out how to do that every time, could we stop those, or are those something else?
Ooh, interesting. So like night terrors, are they actually like demons visiting us in our dreams and stuff? Is that the question?
I think she's just asking if lucid dreaming would prevent night terrors.
Oh, interesting. I guess it would, because in this book, in the beginning of it, it was saying how like you can, once you're able to fully lucid dream, you can completely take control of every aspect of the dream and change the landscape, change the characters, change your power abilities within it and stuff. So I guess it would give you control over nightmares and night terrors like that. That's a good point. Good reason to be doing it.
Has anyone ever done a do-over in their dream? Like literally like woke up and like, I don't like how that went, and went back to sleep and tried to change the outcome?
I haven't done that. I have a hard time even continuing a dream at all when I wake up. It's like very hard to get back into the dream world. Have you done that?
I've successfully done it a handful
really?
of times. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I always pick up at a different story. Like it's a different like episode of a movie or TV show I'm watching.
Yeah, like you tune back into a different spot.
Right. Yeah. Well, no, just like a different episode completely. Like
this
time on Leave It to Beaver, our guy is going to face tax evasion. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I've woken up like appalled.
I'm telling you, I have nightmares about tax evasion. Don't mess with me.
Don't let the IRS tune into this call.
He said to me about 10 times, hey, are taxes all in order? Because, that's how they got Al Capone. Definite Skylar quote.
It is how they got Al Capone. What do you mean? That's 100. That's your person. That's your people. That Al Capone.
Everyone with tax evasion. The mafia isn't my people's. So, Skylar, have you asked if you're dreaming? Have you been asking yourself? Because you're supposed to ask out loud, am I dreaming? And try to actually answer that question.
Is it out loud or is it in your dream or in your, not your dream, but in your in
Head.
your head? I
You
just
are
woke up, guys. I just woke up. So
you were supposed to ask out loud, am I dreaming? And actually try to
am
answer.
I dreaming? No, I am awake.
Wide awake. How do you know?
Are you sure?
I'm not, I wouldn't say
Are you
wide
sure?
awake. I am, you can still see the sleepiness in my eyes. So
All right, not to kind of go off topic, but I'm gonna go off topic a little bit. So I just saw a TikTok of a lady saying that scientists created the matrix on a smaller scale by taking human brain cells and putting them on something like, you know, the game Pong. They put them on the pegs of the Pong game, and they now, these human brain cells believe they are the pegs, and their purpose in life is to hit the ball as it's coming. And like, I don't know what to do with this information or how it relates to dreams, but I just feel like I went there. Well, what do we think about that?
that's weird. I don't like it.
I don't like it either, because then the
I feel
person
like
was
it's
saying
unethical.
it is unethical. And the person was saying, like, how do we know we're not just like human cells on a flesh column thinking that we're like, our purpose is to live out this life, have kids or whatever we believe our purpose is. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
ooh, existential crises abound.
I don't know, man. I don't have thoughts. Even if I am just that, I'm fine with it.
I like that.
You want that? You
Sounds
got
like sounds like an episode of Black Mirror.
I mean,
Oh,
you can
boy.
either be okay with it or you could be upset. And what are you gonna do? Like,
I'm
you
gonna
just
be so
accept it.
upset about it. No way. I don't want to just be that. I'm more special than that.
I mean, you could accept it and
Mhm.
do your
And then
thing,
what?
or you could fight it and be a
You
mouse
know,
on a wheel.
I'm always gonna fight the powers that be. Matrix or not. What time is it?
It is now 7:35.
I think I should start reading 2 chapters, but I didn't want to read chapter 3 today because I want to read it again myself, because there's a lot of words that I've only read and haven't said out loud yet. And I want to
Okay.
practice saying them.
That's fair. That's completely fair.
And it goes into, I want to be respectful because it goes into like all these different cultures and stuff and how they see
Right.
things. And I want to make sure I'm saying everything right. And I also want to make a point that what we're reading is not necessarily endorsed by Black Jade Society. We don't necessarily agree with everything we're reading here. We're learning along with you guys. And if you want to call anything out, critique anything you hear or read in this book, we're all here for it. So especially as we get into the next chapter where it's like, this is what the Sumerians think. This is what the Egyptians think. This is whatever. Like, correct this guy, these 3 men, I believe, that wrote this. Yes. Written by Dylan Tuccio, Jared Ziesel, and Thomas Pisa. I'm reading them all as though they're Italian. So I hope they are.
They're probably not.
They are now.
Well, do you have any more questions for us?
That's it. I'm done. That's chapter 2 for y'all. Or was it 2? Yes, chapter 2. Next week, I'll read 3 and 4. So we have a little bit longer meeting.
Well, thank
Did you
you
want
for
to-
that enlightening chapter. And thank you for reading to us, even though I was only here for half of it.
You're welcome. Just so you know, we're selling that on our website, blackjade.org, along with other new merch. And anybody who ordered a shirt from me and they still haven't gotten it, my machine's arm broke, but we fixed it. And I'll be finishing up in the next day or so. So expect your shirt soon.
I'm waiting.
Thank you for supporting our nonprofit. Every purchase goes back into our community because we are a nonprofit. Is that it for tonight? You clapping for me because I bowed.
Can you hear me clap?
I took a bow. Should I have
Okay.
curtsied? I am wearing a skirt.
I would just bow. If you curtsy, we only see you from like the hips down, and then like not your face until you bow.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm leaving.
Okay, good night.
Good
Have
night.
a good one.
Bye. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys.